Hello YouTube, this is the video response to Chapin's Inferno video that I watched this morning concerning racism and the left. Rather than respond directly to anything he said, I'm just going to share a few thoughts that listening to the video triggered. First thing I thought of was a point that Ann Coulter made in her newest book, Mugged. She inquired that if the Democrats are so tolerant and conservatives and Republicans are so intolerant, so racist, why is it that on one hand you never see a black Democrat get elected outside of areas where there's a whole lot of black people? I mean, and I thought about it. You look at Maxine Waters, South Central Los Angeles. You know, Ray Nagin was the mayor of New Orleans. You know, Sheila Jackson Lee of Houston. You know, all these places. You never hear about a black Democrat gaining office in Vermont or suburban Seattle or anything like that. Now, on the other hand, you will see black conservatives be elected in overwhelmingly white areas. Two examples I can think of are a while back, J.C. Watts, I don't know how many of y'all remember him, and Mayor Mia Love of a town in Utah, of all places. It was white people that elected her, because I'd be willing to bet there's not enough black people in that town to make a Soul Train line. Okay. And I was cleaning the house, Lord knows it needs it, so I didn't hear everything about, you were talking about some bringing up interracial marriages. Well, there's plenty of prominent conservatives that are interracially married. I just use Mia Love, Justice Clarence Thomas, you know. So, you know, whatever. And I'd like to discuss something that seems to kind of be the elephant in the room that nobody talks about, or, you know, maybe nobody's perceived it. It'd be awesome. I'd be the first person to just really have some great insight on something nobody else had before. In any case, there's a method to the madness of all this race baiting and hate whiting and all this coming from the left. A lot of people think that it's to, you know, provoke minority on white violence. Think stuff of that nature. And I don't think that's the end game. I think the end game is to anger the right wing in America, the white right wing in America, to the point where they have no interest in reaching out to non-whites. They, you know, are hostile, defensive, and stuff like that. Since the election of Obama, I've seen on many political and just gun-related websites, I've seen some thinly veiled and completely unveiled, you know, bigotry that I never saw before in that section of the blogosphere. And I think it's just an angry, knee-jerk reaction, kind of like, you know, the girl that cries when you pulled her pigtails in school. You know, and thereby doing that, they can, you know, go to their constituents and say, hey, look, we were right. These guys are a bunch of hate mongers. They are a bunch of bigots. They're still trying to live in Jim Crow. You know, to provoke a reaction. So their stereotype gets, what do you call it, self-fulfilling prophecy. And, you know, there's a reason for that too. To alienate groups who, in all reality, have more common interest and more common enemies with us than they do with the left wing that purports to love them so much. You know, like, I'm fond of little sayings and stuff, and I say, well, you know, your average black dude in Chicago might not like rednecks too much, but he really hates fednecks. You know, but when you're able to successfully paint people as a bunch of nut jobs and bigots, nobody wants to be associated with them, especially somebody who believes that they all hate him. So, you know, I think that needs to be taken in mind too. I don't know how to deal with it, you know, but you're welcome to respond to me and, you know, float some ideas. You know, I'm always down to conversate with a fellow 3%er. I'm out.